Welcome to Whispers of Wisdom, gentle tales for your heart and mind. You begin your journey to a quiet and peaceful valley, a place where the world slows down and where your heart can begin to listen. The sun is setting gently, its last rays spilling across the mountains, painting the sky with colors of gold and rose and deep violet. You feel the cool air of evening brush against your skin, refreshing, cleansing, soft as a whisper. Each breath you take feels deeper, calmer, as if the valley itself is inviting you to rest. The path before you is narrow, yet welcoming, lined with tall grasses that sway gently and wildflowers that glow faintly in the fading light. With every step, your feet sink softly into the earth, and you feel grounded, steady, safe. Far in the distance, you hear the faint call of an owl and the trickle of a small stream winding its way through the valley. The sounds of nature rise like a gentle chorus, welcoming you, embracing you, reminding you that you belong here. You pause for a moment and allow yourself to simply breathe, inhaling the fresh mountain air, exhaling the weight of the day. With each breath, your body softens, your mind quiets, and your spirit begins to open, like a flower in moonlight. The deeper you walk, the more you notice the stillness of this place, a stillness that is alive, vibrant, glowing with unseen energy. It is as if the valley has been waiting for you, holding a space of peace just for your arrival. Ahead, you see the first flicker of firelight, a soft golden glow among the trees. It beckons you forward, inviting you to come closer. You know that someone is waiting there, an elder, wise and gentle, a keeper of stories.
Near and soon, you will sit with them by the fire to hear words that will guide you on your inner path. But for now, you continue walking slowly, listening to the quiet symphony of the valley, the wind, the water, the night birds, all joining together to soothe your heart. You arrive at the edge of a clearing where tall pines frame the sky and the glow of the fire grows warmer, brighter. You feel a sense of anticipation, a gentle stirring in your soul, as if something important is about to be revealed, something meant just for you. You take one more deep breath and step forward into the clearing, ready to meet the elder and begin the story that will unfold in the heart of this valley. You step softly into the clearing, and before you, the fire glows with golden warmth, its flames rising and falling in a slow, steady rhythm, like the breath of the earth itself. The ground is soft beneath your feet, covered in pine needles and moss, carrying the fragrance of forest and wood smoke. It feels like a sacred place, a place where stories have been told for generations, where wisdom lingers in the air, waiting to be heard. Beside the fire sits the elder, their face lined with age, yet glowing with gentleness. Their eyes are deep, holding both sorrow and joy, like a river that has seen many seasons. They lift their gaze to you, and in that moment you feel seen, truly seen, not just your body, but the spirit that lives within you. The elder gestures toward a smooth stone beside the fire, a place prepared for you, and you move slowly to sit down, feeling the warmth of the flames upon your skin. The fire crackles softly,
sending sparks upward into the starry night. Each spark rises and then fades into the dark sky. Like tiny prayers carried away by the wind, the elder's voice begins, low, steady, calm, their words carried by the firelight. My child, they say, all journeys, whether in the outer world or within the soul, begin with listening. You breathe slowly and listen, the world around you softening, as if time itself has slowed to match the rhythm of the flames. The elder continues, there are many stories in this world, stories of joy, stories of pain, stories of choices, and the paths those choices create. Tonight, I will share with you one such story, a story of the two wolves that live within us all. The fire pops
Gently, and you lean in closer, drawn by the elder's voice, steady and kind. They pause for a long moment, letting silence speak. Only the sound of the fire and the forest filling the night air, and you feel the weight of the moment, the anticipation of wisdom, hovering like mist above the flames. The elder speaks again, softly, almost like a chant. Inside each of us, there are two wolves, one filled with fear, anger, jealousy, and greed, the other filled with peace, kindness, compassion, and love. These wolves live side by side, each waiting to be fed by the choices we make. And the one that grows strongest is the one we feed most often. The words sink deep into your heart, like water seeping into the earth. You close your eyes for a moment, and you can almost feel the presence of these two wolves, resting within your own being, waiting in silence. The elder lets the fire speak for a while, crackling, glowing, sending warmth into the cool night. They wait until the stillness is complete, until your breath and the rhythm of the flames move as one. Then, gently, they say, this story is not of wolves alone, but of the path you choose for your own heart. You breathe deeply, letting the words settle, as if the valley, the fire, and the night itself are all listening with you. And slowly, you begin to realize that this night will not be just a story, but an invitation to look within. The fire glows brighter for a moment, casting long shadows across the clearing, and you feel ready to step deeper into this journey, guided by the elder's story. The elder leans forward, their gaze steady, their voice deep, and they say, slowly, let me tell you first about the wolf of shadows. The fire flickers, casting darker shapes across the clearing, and for a moment, it feels as if the shadows themselves lean closer, listening. This wolf, the elder says, is born from fear. Its breath carries anger, resentment, and bitterness. Its eyes burn with jealousy, always watching what others have. Never content, never at peace. The elder's words flow like the crackle of the fire, gentle, yet carrying a deep truth. This wolf, they continue, is fed when we hold on to anger too tightly, when we let jealousy grow roots in the heart, when greed whispers louder than gratitude, thrives in judgment, in harsh words spoken too quickly, in the restless need to always take more. The night air grows cooler, as though the forest itself responds to the story, and you feel the presence of this wolf, not outside, but somewhere deep within. a quiet stirring, a shadow you recognize. The elder pauses, and the silence is heavy, filled only by the fire and the beating of your own heart. Then, gently, they ask, have you ever felt anger rise within you, like a fire that burns without reason? You breathe deeply, memories surface, a sharp word spoken in haste, a time when envy weighed heavily on your chest, a moment when you took more than you needed, and you realize, softly, without judgment, that this wolf has walked beside you before, and perhaps still does. The elder's voice softens even further, as if cradling your heart in their words. This wolf of shadows is not evil, they say. It is simply hungry, always hungry, feeding on the parts of us we do not heal. Their eyes meet yours, and in them you see compassion, not fear. It howls for attention, they say, but it is not your master. It lives within you, but it is not all of you. The fire glows brighter, and for a moment you see the image of the wolf, its fur dark as midnight, its eyes glowing faintly in the firelight, its breath heavy, restless, waiting. And then, like smoke, the image fades, leaving only the warm crackle of the flames. The elder's voice returns, soft as a lullaby. To know this wolf is the first step to walking your path. To face the shadow is to understand your own heart more deeply. You breathe slowly, letting these words settle, feeling no fear, only awareness, a gentle knowing that both light and shadow live within you. The fire hums quietly, sparks drifting upward into the vast night. And the forest seems to sigh with relief, as though it too understands this truth. And so, with the elder's story, you sit quietly, calmly, peacefully, allowing the presence of the shadow wolf to be acknowledged, not feared, not denied, but seen. Slowly, your heart grows still, like the surface of a pond after a stone has settled to the bottom, and you are ready to hear of the second wolf, the wolf of light.
The elder breathes deeply, and their eyes brighten with warmth. Now, they say, let me tell you about the second wolf. The fire glows golden, its light softer, calmer, and the clearing feels filled with a gentle peace. This wolf, the elder whispers, is born from love. Its fur shines like the morning sun. Its eyes hold the stillness of the sky at dawn. Its breath carries kindness, patience, and understanding. The elder's words linger in the air, wrapping around you like a warm blanket. This wolf, they say, is fed when we choose compassion, when we forgive instead of holding on to anger, when gratitude fills our hearts more than envy, when we give freely, even when no one is watching. A cool breeze passes gently through the trees, but instead of chill, it feels refreshing, like the first breath of spring after a long winter. This wolf thrives in kindness, the elder says, in laughter shared, in love given without condition, in the courage to rise again, even after falling. The forest listens quietly, as though every tree bends closer to hear this truth, and you feel a stirring in your chest, a light, soft but steady, like the glow of a candle deep within the heart. The elder leans closer, their eyes reflecting the fire. Calm and tender, this wolf is not loud, they say. It does not shout. It does not demand. It whispers gently and waits for us to notice it. You close your eyes, breathing slowly, and you imagine the wolf of light, its fur shimmering silver and white. Its gaze kind, steady, endless. It walks beside you, patiently, silently, never forcing, only offering. The elder's voice softens even more. This wolf, they say, is the part of us that says love over fear. The firelight flickers, dancing on the elder's face, and you feel a warmth in your chest, as though the wolf of light has stepped forward and gently placed its paw upon your heart. For a long moment, the clearing is still. Time itself seems to pause, and you rest within that feeling of quiet strength, of peaceful light. And so, the elder concludes softly, you carry both wolves within you. But the one that grows strong is the one you choose to feed. The fire crackles gently. The night settles, and the truth of these words rests deep in your soul, like a seed waiting to bloom. You open your eyes, and the world feels calmer, as though the second wolf is already awake within you.
The elder lets the silence stretch, letting the story breathe within you, and then they speak again, their voice steady. Both wolves live within us, they say, and often they fight. The fire pops softly, sparks lifting into the air, and you imagine them as moments, choices, rising into the sky, fading into the night. The wolf of shadows, the elder explains, hungry for anger, jealous of what it does not have, always restless. And the wolf of light, gentle, patient, loving, waiting quietly for us to notice its strength. The two wolves circle within the heart, sometimes clashing, sometimes whispering, and you begin to see them not as creatures outside of you, but as forces that shape every choice, every thought, every breath. The elder asks softly, have you felt it? The pull of anger on one side, and the call of kindness on the other. You breathe in, and memories come, a time when anger wanted to take hold, but you chose to step away. A moment when jealousy rose within you, but gratitude softened it. The wolves are real, not of flesh and bone, but of spirit and choice. The elder's gaze sharpens, but with compassion. You cannot silence either wolf, they say, for they both live within you. But you can decide which one you will feed.
The drumbeat in the background grows slower, softer, like the rhythm of a steady heart, and you feel your own heartbeat aligning with it, calm, balanced, grounded. You imagine the wolves again, the shadow wolf, dark eyes glowing, the light wolf, gentle gaze steady, both waiting, both watching. Neither speaks, neither forces, but both are present, always. And you realize, deeply, that every choice, big or small, feeds one. Of them, the elder smiles, their wrinkles soft like folded paper. And they say, this is the journey, not of defeating one wolf, but of choosing wisely, each day or each moment. Their voice trails into silence. The fire hums low, and in that silence, you hear it too, the quiet struggle within, gentle, patient, eternal. You close your eyes and rest in that truth, breathing slowly, peacefully, accepting the presence of both wolves within you. The boy sits in silence, his eyes wide with wonder, his small hands folded in his lap. The elder's words echo through the clearing, the two wolves circling inside every heart. Finally, the boy gathers the courage to speak. His voice is small but steady. "Grandfather," he whispers, "if both wolves live inside us and they fight, then which one wins?" The elder looks at him, eyes shining like the embers of the fire, a knowing smile resting gently on their lips. And then, very slowly, the elder leans closer. "The one you feed," they say. The words fall into the night, heavy yet simple, like a stone dropped into still water, sending ripples across the silence. The boy blinks, the meaning sinking deep into his heart. He does not fully understand, and yet a part of him does. He imagines the wolves again, one dark and fierce, hungry for fear, bright and calm, waiting with patience. He imagines feeding them. Which one will he choose? The elder rests a hand gently on the boy's shoulder. "You must remember," they say, "every thought, every word, every action is like food. If you choose anger, you place meat before the shadow wolf. If you choose kindness, you give strength to the wolf of light, and so your heart becomes what you feed." The boy nods slowly. The lesson settles into his soul like a seed. It will grow with time. The fire burns low, the night deepens, and above them, stars scatter across the sky like countless eyes, watching, guiding. The boy is quiet, the elder is quiet, and the forest itself seems to hold its breath, as if bowing to the truth that has been spoken. The boy stares into the fire, its golden flames rising and falling, twisting into shapes, faces, memories, and he thinks. He remembers moments of anger, times when he shouted, or when jealousy burned in his heart. He also remembers moments of love, times he shared bread with a friend, times he forgave, times he laughed with his sister until tears came. And he sees it clearly now. With each choice, he was feeding one wolf or the other. The elder speaks again, softly. "Life is long, my boy. And in every season, the wolves will hunger. Some days, the shadow wolf will grow strong. Other days, the light wolf will shine brighter. But always, you choose." The fire sparks, and the boy imagines the sparks as choices, rising, fading, countless. He breathes deeply. The lesson feels both heavy and freeing. The elder closes their eyes, and even when you feed the wrong wolf, you can always change. You can choose differently in the next moment. The struggle is not failure, it is the way we grow. The boy feels a calmness wash over him. For the first time, he does not feel afraid of the shadow wolf. It is there, yes, but he does not have to obey it. The fire glows warmly, and for a long time, the boy simply breathes, watching the flames dance, hearing the forest's quiet song. The elder rises slowly, their body old but steady. They gesture to the boy. "Come, let us walk." They leave the fire behind. The clearing fades into shadows, and they step into the forest path. The moonlight spills silver across the trees. The earth is soft beneath their feet. Every step feels quiet, sacred. The elder speaks gently as they walk. Each choice, my boy, is like a step upon the path, step toward fear. And the shadow wolf leads you deeper into darkness, step toward love. And the light wolf guides you into peace. The boy listens. The rhythm of walking feels like the rhythm of choices. One step, then another, then another. They pause by a stream. Moonlight ripples upon the water. The elder kneels, cups water in their hands, and lets it fall back gently. Even water chooses its way, the elder says. It flows around stones. It finds the path of least resistance. Yet, always, it moves forward. The boy nods, and they continue walking, their footsteps merging with the forest's sounds. As they return to the fire, the elder settles back onto the worn log, the flames flickering gently against his weathered face, and begins to speak again. Once, when I was young, not much older than you are now, I too struggled with the wolves. The boy leans in closer, eyes wide, the shadows of the flames dancing across his face. The elder's eyes reflect memory, pain, and the hard-earned wisdom of years. His voice lowers, deep, steady, carrying the weight of confession. There was a time I fed the shadow wolf. I let anger guide my choices. I let bitterness shape my words. I let greed close my heart, and it consumed me. Day after day, I felt myself slipping further into its jaws, and in that darkness, I hurt those I loved most. My family, my friends, even myself. The boy's breath catches softly, as if afraid to disturb the moment. The elder's voice trembles, not with weakness, but with honesty. Just slightly at first, but then, like a steady flame catching the wind, it grows stronger again. One day, I could bear it no longer. The weight of shadow was too heavy. The emptiness too vast. I stood at the edge of myself, and I knew something had to change. That day, I chose differently. I chose to forgive. Though it was hard, I chose to give. Though I felt I had nothing left, I chose kindness, even when anger felt easier. And slowly, step by step, the wolf of light grew stronger within me. It was not easy. It never is. The shadow always calls loudly, but the light whispers quietly. And you must learn to listen very carefully to the whisper of the good. The elder presses a hand upon his chest, fingers curling gently against his heart. The wolves never leave, not for me, not for you, not for anyone. But I learned this truth. The shadow will feed as quickly, but it fades just as quickly. Its hunger never ends, and its strength is always borrowed. But the wolf of light, it feeds slowly, patiently. It grows in silence. It takes time, But when it grows, it endures. It does not fade. It becomes the very strength you stand upon. The boy lowers his head slightly, absorbing every word as if they were carved into stone. The fire crackles, and in that moment, the flames rise higher, casting a warm glow across their faces, as if honoring the truth spoken aloud. The elder's eyes soften, and for the first time in the telling, a small, gentle smile appears. A smile of peace, a smile of one who has walked through shadow and found light waiting on the other side.
The boy looks into the elder's eyes, and in that gaze he sees more than wrinkles and age. He sees rivers of memory and mountains of endurance, storms that were survived and seasons that were endured. The story the elder has told does not remain only in the boy's ears. It moves into his chest as though each word is a seed, and in the quiet between them, he feels the weight of that seed begin to grow. The fire crackles softly, sparks rising into the night like fleeting stars. The smoke drifts upward, carrying the elder's words into the sky, into the silence. The boy closes his eyes briefly, then opens them with a quiet determination. His voice is a whisper, but it carries more strength than he has ever felt before. "I will feed the wolf of light," he says. "We'll try." Every day. The elder's lips curve into a gentle smile. Not triumphant, not boastful. It is the smile of one who has stumbled many times and knows the difficulty of the path. "That," the elder says softly, "is all we can do." The boy waits, thinking there must be more, but the elder only repeats, more slowly, letting the words settle into the night air. "All we can do is try. Every day. And when we stumble, we begin again." The boy frowns slightly, uncertain. "Begin again? You mean even if I fail?" The elder nods, the firelight catching in their eyes. "Especially if you fail. Failure is not the end, child. It is a page turned in a book that is still being written. The shadow wolf wants you to believe that one stumble ends the story. But the wolf of light waits patiently for you, ready the moment you choose it again." The boy lets the words sink in. They do not fall heavy like stones. They fall gently like rain, soaking into the hidden places of his heart. Slowly, he nods, and in that nod is a vow. Not fierce, not blazing, but steady, like a candle flame that will not be blown out. The forest seems to acknowledge the vow. The pines sway lightly, their needles whispering in the wind. The stars above appear brighter, more present. The air itself carries a hush, as though the earth is listening. The elder remains quiet for some time. They know silence is part of the teaching. Some truths can only be absorbed in stillness. At last, the boy asks, almost in a tremble, "But what if the shadow wolf is stronger? What if I keep feeding it by mistake?" The elder exhales slowly, their eyes deep with memory. The shadow wolf may seem stronger because it shouts. It is loud. It demands. It insists that you must act in anger, take in greed, protect yourself above all else.
and for a while it may feel powerful. But that power burns quickly, like dry wood thrown into fire. It flares high, then fades. The wolf of light does not rush, it does not shout. It whispers, it waits. Its strength is not in force, but in steadiness. When you feed it, even with the smallest kindness, even with a single breath of patience, it grows roots, and those roots hold you firm in the fiercest storms. The boy blinks, surprised. "Roots?" he repeats softly. "Yes," the elder replies. "Think of a tree. The tallest, strongest trees do not grow overnight. They are slow. Their roots grow deep into the earth. And so when the winds howl, when floods come, when fire scorches the land, they endure. The shadow wolf is like grass, tossed by the wind, consumed quickly by flame. But the wolf of light, it is like that tree. Once its roots are deep in your soul, it cannot be moved." The boy breathes deeply, imagining the roots. He feels something inside him steady, as if his own roots are already reaching deeper. The elder's voice softens. "Do not fear the shadow wolf. It will always be there, but fear is food for it. When you fear it, you strengthen it. Instead, see it clearly. It is a teacher, a mirror. It shows you the places where you are weak, so that the wolf of light may grow stronger there." The boy frowns. "A teacher? But it tries to hurt me." The elder nods. "Yes, some teachers are gentle, others are harsh. Some lessons arrive like rain, others like fire. Every time you resist the shadow wolf, every time you choose differently, you grow. And each time you do, the shadow wolf loses strength. It howls louder, but it becomes thinner, weaker. Until one day, you no longer fear its bite. You only hear its call, and you smile, because you know your choice." The boy gazes into the fire. Its flames curl and shift, glowing in quiet rhythm. Almost to himself, he whispers, "Feed the light. Every day, even when I stumble." The elder's eyes shine softly. "Yes," they reply. "Feed it with patience. Feed it with gratitude. Feed it with forgiveness. Feed it with laughter, with kindness, with gentleness. Feed it with silence. Feed it with love. Even the smallest act is food for the wolf of light. And when it grows strong, child, it does not remain hidden inside you. It shines from you. It warms others. It becomes a fire no shadow can extinguish." The boy closes his eyes, and for the first time, he does not feel like only a boy sitting before an elder. He feels like something more, not older, but deeper, as though something ancient within him has been awakened by the story. The night deepens. The forest holds its breath. The fire whispers in embers. And the stars above, countless, eternal, bear witness to the vow that has just been spoken. The boy breathes in, the elder breathes out. Two rhythms, two wolves, and the choice, always, between them.
Slowly, the night begins to fade. The eastern sky glows with the first light of dawn. Shadows soften. The fire dims. And the world begins to wake. The boy and elder sit together in silence. No more words are needed. The lesson is alive within them both. A single bird sings, then another, until the forest is filled with morning song. The boy breathes deeply. The air feels new. Fresh. Filled with promise. The elder rises slowly. Remember, they say, the wolves will always be with you. But so too will be your choice. The sun breaks over the horizon. Golden light spills across the meadow. The forest glows, alive, renewed. The boy stands beside the elder. He feels taller. Not because of his body, but because of his heart. He sees the path ahead, stretching through the meadow, leading into the unknown. And he knows the wolves walk with him. But now he is not afraid. For he carries the truth within him. The one who wins is the one he chooses to feed. The elder smiles softly. And together they begin to walk, their footsteps falling in rhythm with the rising sun. The story rests in the air, a seed planted, waiting to bloom in every listener's heart. And the forest whispers gently as the day begins anew.
As the story fades into silence, may its whispers stay with you, guiding your heart gently onward. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more calming tales and timeless wisdom